Hi, Sarah Badris here, licensed therapist and founder of Esteem Builders Coaching. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how our society has set men up and relationships up for failure. And I'm going to give you tips on how you can change that within your relationship so that your relationship thrives in the long run and for the long term. Okay, so our society sets men especially up for failure in relationships because it brainwashes us and kind of hijacks us into thinking that sending men the message that providing baseline mediocre effort is enough within relationships, and sends the message that as long as he doesn't cheat, as long as he isn't abusing drugs, and as long as he isn't, substance abuse or isn't beating her, that means he's an excellent husband. So there's posts that go around that get praised of like, oh, look at the husband who's taking care of the children or being active or with the kids. And it's like a ticker tape parade when husbands do these things, telling men that this is exceptional. When for women, that behavior is actually baseline. And so then that's where conflict comes, because men feel like, hey, I'm a freaking amazing husband. I go to work and I provide for my family. I spend time with the kids and play with the children, and I help around the house. What more could she possibly want? And for women, it's, hey, I go to work, I take care of the kids, I take care of the house, I take care of the husband, and I do everything else, all the little things that you could never imagine, all the thinking, all the planning, all the coordination and organizing that goes into it. And they say, I'm not getting a Macy's Day Parade. I'm not having millions of blog posts bragging about me, because it's something that our Western society expects women to do, that's their role. And that men's role is to go to work, provide, and that's what makes them a good husband. Well, that's not fulfilling for a woman. A woman wants to feel loved and treasured and taken care of emotionally. And so it's, hey, I need more than just you bring home a paycheck and you play with the kids and cut the grass. Women need more than that. And so it sets relationships up for failure, because men are going, why does she possibly need more? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a great husband. And women are going, you're just doing mediocre baseline work. I need more. I need attention. I need connection. I need to feel valued and loved. And so then they're opposing. And so let me help you out, guys. If for you, you're saying to yourself, hey, what have I done to make my wife feel loved? And if you can't think of something that is above, well, I go to work, I help around the house, I help with the kids, then that means that is baseline functioning. Like, that's baseline behavior. Like, think of it when you were in school, you got grades A, B, C, D, or F. That would be a C grade. Okay? Like, yeah, you're doing what you need to do to get by and survive, but it's not A+ effort in order for your relationship to thrive. Okay? Or think of it when it comes to your career. When you're at work, you have, like, your boss gives you, either a job description or has expectations for you at work. And when you just meet and just do the basic baseline objectives at work, you're not the one who gets the promotion. It's the guy who does what's expected and then goes above and beyond that gets the promotion. It's the guy who takes the initiative, who thinks of new ways to improve the company, who puts in extra effort and who gets creative. That's the guy that moves up the ladder in the company and who gets the promotions. And so men are able to understand that in the workforce, in the professional area, because that's how our society trains them, of put extra effort in there because your only role is the provider. But that's not enough for women anymore. Women are evolving so quickly, and they want more than just a provider. They want a partner. They want to feel loved and cherished, and they want somebody who's in it and putting in the extra effort rather than just the baseline. So another example in the workforce is sales. So sales is commission-based, right? So if you're not out there hustling, if you're not out there making connections and making phone calls and showing them that you care and you remember about their birthdays or you remember about their kids and their families, then you get more sales. And then your commission gets higher, so your paycheck gets higher. Why would you want to work when you're not receiving a pay? And so for a wife, why is she wanting, for her, she goes, why do I want to continue to invest so much of myself in this when in return, I'm just getting C grade work back when my spouse is just doing the baseline mediocre? And so guys, ask yourself, when is the last time, or in the last week, what is something that I did for my wife, for my marriage, that was above and beyond, that I took initiative to be creative and put extra effort in to let my wife know that she was loved? So it's not chores around the house in order just to make the house function. It's to let my wife know that she's loved. And if you can't think of anything, that's totally okay. I actually just did, my husband and I yesterday did our weekly questions for connection. And we have that question on our worksheet. And I thought to myself, I have not done anything in the last week for my husband to show him that I love him. Yes, I've kept the house running. Yes, I've gone to work. Yes, I've taken care of the kids. Yes, we, had this awesome family gathering and things like that. That was all stuff that I would do anyways. I didn't put any extra effort or go above and beyond for my husband to say, hey, this is for you and just for you because that's how much I care about you. And so it's not just husbands that need to be doing this, wives do it too. It's just society sets husband up because y'all are going around thinking you're great, awesome husbands, and your wives are going around thinking, is this as good as it gets? There has to be more. Is this how it's going to be forever, where I'm feeling this need for more? Because the more is the stuff that you give to them that's extra above and beyond to make the relationship thrive. So maybe that extra, here's some ideas. Maybe that extra is if she has a headache, while you're sitting there watching TV, you say, come lay your head on my lap, and you brush her hair for more than 2 minutes and without expecting sex in return. That you give to her selflessly without expecting anything back because you want her to know that you value her. Maybe it's you on your way home from work, you get takeout from her favorite restaurant so that she doesn't have to worry about cooking, let alone cleaning up the dishes. Maybe it's you initiate a date night where you coordinate the babysitter, you plan where you're going to go and something fun and exciting. You put in that extra effort to nurture and water the marriage and to nurture your wife. So if you haven't done any of those things, then it's okay. This isn't a, hey, guys suck video. This is a, once you know better, you can do better. And that's a Maya Angelou quote. She says, once you know better, you can do better. And up to this point, guys don't know better. We're not helping them see. We're telling them that mediocre is okay. We're telling them that a woman's perception of mediocre is a man's perception of exceptional. And since the two have to live happily ever after forever is the hope, the two definitions have to align and intertwine. Because what's going to happen is if the man doesn't understand, if husbands don't understand that what I'm doing, my wife perceives as baseline, C average effort and behavior, then they're going to keep doing that. And so the wife's going to go, all I'm getting is baseline. There has to be something more. Something is missing in my relationship. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not connected. And they're either going to stay in the marriage, but give up and start to shut down and not continue to give as much. They won't leave the marriage. They'll shut down inside. Or they're going to end up leaving the marriage. Or they're going to end up getting that need for something more and that attention for them as a woman met somewhere else. And I don't want that for marriages. I am pro happy marriage, happy, healthy relationships. And in order to do that, we need the men to understand that just going to work, just spending time with kids and helping around the house is seen to women as C+ mediocre behavior, and women need more. They need more to feel fulfilled and connected. And so ask yourself, what can you do more? What can you give? What can you of yourself selflessly? And I'm not saying this as, hey, do this so that you get more sex, because if I'm saying this because the reality is, if you do these things consistently over time, I can almost guarantee you that your wife is going to fall more in love with you. She's going to feel more connected to you. So your happiness within the relationship is going to increase, and she's going to be more attracted to you. So she's naturally going to want to have more sex and intimacy with you. So the more sex is really just the sprinkles on top of the relationship sundae, because the more you give and the more you make her feel special and valued, the more she opens up and gives to, and the deeper your connection goes. Okay? So let me give a real life example. A friend of mine was like, hey, I've had a really rough weekend. I, wasn't feeling good, and I was sick all weekend, and my husband was in charge of the kids because I was in bed sick all weekend. And men think, I am a superstar because while you were sick, honey, look, I made sure the children were still alive, and I took care of everything, and I fed them and I bathed them. And that doesn't make you a superstar. Like, that doesn't deserve a reward. Like, that is what you do in a partnership, guys. And so, gentlemen, please hear me. This is not a put down. Like, you guys are totally capable of upping the game and of being more than mediocre. Like, you are capable and extraordinary beings who I know can give more than mediocre. And honestly, I think you want more than mediocre too. Like, you want amazing marriages too. And you want to see your wife happy, because when you see your wife happy, that gives you happiness too. That's a partnership. So I know that you're capable of it, and you deserve it. You deserve that happy, blissful, content marriage. Your wife deserves that happy, blissful, content marriage where she feels valued. Your kids deserve two happy, connected, and fulfilled parents. You deserve it. So just take these little steps over time to make it happen and watch your relationship flourish. So get rid of the old thinking, like wash away the old thinking of, hey, I'm an amazing husband, and say, I want to up, I want to continue to progress. I want to continue to give more, because every day I want my wife to know I love her more and more and value her. Okay? So I know you guys can do it. And women, you're not off the hook. I'm going to do another video on the wives part in this, because it is a partnership and we each play a role and we're each creating these dynamics. So until next time, ladies, you're off the hook right now until next week. And gentlemen, remember, you are capable. You are capable and you're born extraordinary. And so you can give extraordinary love. All right? If you want more free resources or to learn more, like, share, subscribe, and click the link below to have access to more additional free resources. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.